This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Streaming now on Peacock. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie are back.
That's hot. Loves it.
For a show-stopping reunion that will prove putting on an opera is anything but simple.
We're really good at this.
One thing's for sure, they won't be upstaged.
Good to have you back. Come on, we've got a show to do.
Paris and Nicole, The Encore, a 3-part reunion special. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
My beautiful podcast family. What is up? It is your host here, Sarah B. Morgan of The Sarah B. Show. That sounded so professional. I have had 0 caffeine. What? Anyway, guys, I'll explain. Welcome to another episode of The Sarah B. Show. It feels good to be here. It's a cloudy day here in Dallas, Texas, about 83 degrees. Actually, that's not so bad. It's been like 98 degrees, like the boy band here. It's been so boy band the last few days here in Dallas. We've had all the crazy storms and shenanigans, and then it's hot as hell, which is worrisome because, you know, it's the beginning of June, and that means July and August are just going to be miserable. Probably like, in the high, like, I don't know, 110s, 120s. We'll see. I don't know. I have a bad feeling. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. All right. Well, let's just start off. I've had 0 caffeine, so I might be a little delirious here, but I am better than I was. I officially finished antibiotics today. Woo, woo, woo. That's good news. So yeah. There's some things I want to share with you guys so bad, and then, like, I'm at this weird crossroads in my life where I'm really trying to keep some stuff to myself. Which is new to me because I, for the past, like, since 2009, I started working for Lex and Terry radio show. And I was shy for the first few years, but I still shared a lot. But now I'm just a big old open book. I literally have no secrets. Like, if all of our emails and stuff got hacked, like, I'd be fine. I mean, I have nothing to hide. I share everything with you guys, way more than I should. But basically, I've been on antibiotics for 2 weeks because I got really sick, like COVID sick for the first week. And I also got a UTI. Okay, I did. So I've been on antibiotics for the second week for that. But I finished my all my doses of antibiotics today. Yeah, so got real sick when I got back, but I had fun getting all the sick I got. Cruise ship shenanigans. It's, you know, what life should be, I suppose, right? Work hard, play hard. Pleasures have consequences. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm here with you guys without caffeine because I've had so many problems sleeping lately. And I think it's because when I got really sick coming back from the cruise ship the first week when I had, like, the COVID symptoms and whatnot, I took NyQuil. Like, so for 4 days, I had to, like, sleep basically, like, my life away. And I did. I was on medications. I relaxed. I rested. I had a lot of soup. I had a lot of hot tea with lemon and Manuka honey, and it was delicioso. And then I took NyQuil every night, and I slept. There were 2 or 3 days there where I slept, like, 11 hours, and it was magical. Specifically, too, because I didn't really sleep on the cruise. I told you guys I would get in at like 5 or 6 a.m. and then get up a couple hours later. Actually, this is not good. This has been going on longer because I actually couldn't sleep on the boat either. I had problems sleeping. What is going on with my sleeping? Oh, my gosh. I'm kind of, like, nervous. I found this really great tea that, like, I would drink before bed that would help me, like, calm my nerves and go to sleep. But it's not helping anymore, and it just makes me have to pee. So even if it does make me go to sleep, I wake up like an hour later to pee, and then I also wake up at like 2 a.m. to pee, and then my alarm goes off at 3:30. It sucks. It's just a lose-lose, really. But I'd still rather be sleepy and go to sleep and just wake up and pee a lot and be able to go back to sleep than not sleep at all, like last night. I find that during the day, like couch naps are my life. I'm sleeping a lot during that. But at night, I just cannot sleep. Even last night, I went to bed at a pretty decent time. I just could not turn my mind off. It wasn't in a bad way. I just couldn't stop thinking about all the things I have to do and all the things I want to do. And now I'm better and I'm going to hit the ground running. And what am I going to wear to this event? What am I going to do to this event? It's like I can't stop. And I even had like my relaxing music on. I was trying the deep breath thing. I think I went to bed probably, the last I looked at the clock was like 11:30 something. And again, my alarm goes off at 3:30. So I think I got like probably 3.5 hours of sleep last night. And then, you know, I felt good when I woke up, and then I crashed so hard after work, and I was like, I have to have a couch nap. I must. So I slept. I tried to only sleep an hour, but I slept like an hour and a half. We'll see if I can sleep tonight. God, I just pray. And then I feel like once you continue to sleep bad, that it kind of gets in your head, and so your bedroom kind of becomes that spot that you know you're going to have insomnia. That's kind of how I think about it. Like, it's almost like when you walk in your bedroom, you're like, getting you're wielding your knife or whatever, like you're like, all right, I'm ready for the battle to try to sleep, and you just go into it like seeing it as like this is gonna be a fail, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm trying to like get a different mindset around it, and if anything, I told myself I'll just go sleep on the couch. Maybe that'll help me sleep better. But I'm like a huge pussy, and I'm scared that like when I live alone, obviously. And when I go to bed at night, I lock my bedroom door and I lock the door to the bathroom. And then I also shut the bathroom door. I have to have it pitch black, and I have to have all the doors shut and locked in case somebody tries to get in. And people have told me like that's super weird. They're like, I feel weird with the door shut because you can't see anything. Well, I don't. If somebody's in there, they're going to be able to just walk in my bedroom. At least if they're going to try to get in, I can hear the doorknob jiggle and wake up and, you know, get my knife under my bed and like, you know, do some damage maybe and protect myself. But if my door's open, they can just walk right in and kill me. You know what I mean? Doesn't that make sense? I feel like it does. So that being said, sleeping on the couch at night would kind of scare me because I would feel like somebody could like sneak up behind me or something. I don't know. There's that. Plus, I heard a bug in my apartment the other night when I got home, like really early in the morning. I would walk into my kitchen and living room and, okay, I'm going to try my best to do this noise. And I should have filmed this. I don't know why I did not. But every time I'd walk in that area, and this was like 2 a.m., it would be like, wee, wee, wee. It was like a high-pitched wee. It was almost like a cricket, but like louder and one, not like these are great, aren't they? Anyway, I Googled it. I looked at a lot of YouTube, like bug noises, beetle noises, because I found a lot of black beetles. And, oh, black beetle, bam-a-lam. I promise I've had no caffeine. I found a lot of black beetles in my apartment lately, which is weird, but, you know, it's better than roaches or something. But I think I found that it was a katydid, one single katydid noise. Wee, 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 something like that. But anyway, I feel like it was in my apartment. It was very loud. And I do live in the middle of a bunch of trees. It could have been in the tree, like, right outside my window, but it sounded like it was in my freaking living room. So anyway, I just, like, when I had a couch nap the other day, I had a nightmare that I woke up with katydids on me. And that was not fun. So that's been my life lately. Hoping to get some sleep tonight. If you guys have any tips at all on sleep, that would be lovely. Please slide into my DMs. Go to sarahbshow.com. Let me know what works for you. I've also tried those Ollie, O-L-L-I, gummies from, like, Target. And those, you know, I need to get some more of those because those did work pretty well. Maybe I should do that. And you take them like 30 minutes before bed. I'm always just scared too, though, because I have to wake up so early. And I'm not good at waking up. I'm going to knock on wood. I literally haven't been late or not woken up to my alarm since I came back to my job in like 2018. And I get up that early every morning. Literally not once. So I'm pretty proud of that, knocking on wood again. But I'm always like nervous to take any kind of sleep help, you know, like gummies or NyQuil or anything, because I just don't want to not wake up to my alarm because I can sleep pretty deep sometimes. So I might try those again. They're like melatonin gummies. But if anybody else has any ideas, let me know. I really don't want to do the Ambien thing. It scares me. I've heard so many horror stories, and I really don't want to get a prescription for sleeping. I feel like I messed my sleep up a lot when I was in my last relationship because I would smoke weed every night to try to get in the mood so I could please him to have sex because that's all I cared about. And, you know, I got really reliant on that. So when I tried to stop smoking weed all the time, which I did, I could not sleep very well for a long time. I just want to get back into my natural good sleep patterns, you know? I have the Headspace app too, and apparently they have like a sleep journal or sleep clinic on there that you can do, and it's like every night kind of thing. Anyway, I should probably do that. All right, enough about sleep. I know that everybody has problems with it, so like I said, hit me up if you have any tips. And there's a reason I call this episode, or we'll call it, Podcasserole. Get it? Because it's like everything in one. I like that. I like it. So we're moving on to the next topic here, which is going to be cruise ship stuff. I talked about all the fun shenanigans that went on board the Carnival Dream, but I did not talk about the excursions I went on. And after I was done, I was like, oh, I should have talked about those. So I'm going to. Okay, well, like I said, we went to Key West, and the plan there was just to walk around, but once again, it was super rainy. My recommendations for that place are to go to Kino's and get yourself a pair of Kino's sandals, which I did again. I wish I would have got like a different color instead of getting the same color I always get, but regrets are there, but it's fine. But anyway, you can get yourself a pair of sandals that are made out of leather, and they make them there, make them in the store, and they can like hammer in little cutie like ladybugs or starfish or little like pendants on them. It's so fun, and you can get like so many different colors and combinations, and I just really love that store. So we went to Kino's, did that, of course. Went to a place called, if I already talked about some of this stuff, I apologize, but whatever. Went to Captain Tony's, which I think is the oldest bar maybe in Key West. It's really awful, and I love it so much. I found myself there every time I've gone to Key West. It's just great. Like, they have dollar bills like stapled all over the place, and you can like write your names on them and stuff. And if you're in Key West or you go to Key West, please go to Captain Tony's Saloon and ask for Paul. He is like the meanest bartender ever, but he's one of those that's like so mean and blunt that he's hilarious. He's a Yankee. He's from New York, but he's originally from Colombia. So he's Colombian, and he is so damn funny. And we spent like the whole day there just like harassing him, and it was so fun. There was also a lady, be careful in there because it's very dark in there. There's like no lights, and it's like pitch black. It's literally like a cave. The bathrooms are disgusting. I went like 5 times because I pee all the time. They had a guy playing music that was just awful. Like, he looked like he like woke up on the beach that day and like grabbed his old guitar and walked in here to start playing music. And it was such a charming environment. I freaking love places like that. And a girl, the reason why I was saying to watch your balance, it's very dark. There's a lot of weird steps in there. And a girl was going to staple a dollar bill on the wall, and she tripped and fell and broke her arm. Her wrist, or it snapped in two. So she's like laying on the ground, and these firefighters had to come get her and like carry her out, and it's like flooding out there. The firefighters were so hot. But anyway, it was a very eventful day at Captain Tony's. I recommend highly the Pirate Punch. You get a cup that you can take home with it. It's like $10. It is lethal. Comes with some fresh fruit in it. I say fresh fruit loosely because I really don't know how fresh it was, but I was drunk and I ate it and it tasted good and I didn't get sick. So there you go. I recommend Captain Tony's Saloon and the Pirate Punch. We also made a friend there named Arthur who had like 6 or 7 cups that he took back to the ship with him. That was an eventful night. That guy was hilarious. And then also Sloppy Joe's. I mean, I'd say these are like super touristy places. I mean, they're right off the cruise ship port, but they're fun and they're all within walking distance. And let's see, Sloppy Joe's is right across from Captain Tony's. I believe they're like connected or the same owner or used to be the same place or something. But it's just so good. Like, I'm not a Sloppy Joe person. I personally think Sloppy Joes are kind of gross. But there is something about this Sloppy Joe meat and the sauce that they use. It is highly addictive. And, you know, I had it before and I was like, oh my God, when I go back, I have to get it again. It was like one of the best things I've ever tasted. They literally make Sloppy Joe pizza, Sloppy Joe nachos, Sloppy Joe fries, everything. And I went and got the Sloppy Joe nachos again. And hands down, freaking fire. Just as good as I remembered, if not better. Just absolutely delicious. Buffalo shrimp there is really good too. And their drinks are awesome. Their margaritas are very strong as well. And they have some pretty hot security guys walking around there that we get our pictures with. So, and they also have live music. Like, you can't really go wrong in Key West. Every bar has great drinks, great food, and live music. It's just a fun place. There's part of me that would like to go stay like a weekend there or stay a week there. But I feel like it would be the same thing every day, just going and eating key lime pie, getting wasted. Like, I don't know. But it's a beautiful place. I really, really enjoy Key West. I wish it had not rained as much there. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I had a great time. We went to the 2 ports in Nassau, two ports in Bahamas, Freeport and Nassau. We actually did not get off the boat in Freeport. It's an interesting place. You can go some places there, you know. It's just, you'll even hear like the comedians and crew members and everyone make fun of it. It's just not the best port. If you want to get off, there's some bars right off the pier that you can go get some Wi-Fi if you want. But personally, I always like to have a day that, like a port day, if you're actually a guest on a cruise, to stay on the ship when everybody gets off. It's just kind of fun to stay and explore and actually get to use the hot tubs and the pool on the cruise ship without like a million people in it. And all the restaurants are still open, so you can go to them. And if you're going to Carnival and your ship has the Cucina del Capitano, is what it's called, I believe, on most ships, or just Cucina, we call it for short. They have a pasta bar on port days, so you can go up and get lunch, and you like basically pick your pasta type, your sauce type, your proteins, like your vegetables, all that stuff, and make your own pasta, which is great. I didn't do it this time because I was trying to be a little healthier, and also I just like really wanted to lay by the pool, and going to eat a giant bowl of hot pasta and then going and sitting out in 100 degrees by the pool just did not sound ideal to me, so I did not do it. Instead, I just had some Miami Vices and seltzers by the pool. Yum, yum, yum. So that's what we did in Freeport. Did not get off the boat. In Nassau, I did something I always wanted to do because I have like this new obsession in the last few years with pigs. I just think they're so cute. So we did the swimming with the pigs. Now, okay, guys, this is interesting. It was a little bit of a pain in the ass at first, just trying to get everybody gathered and getting to the actual boat and this and that. And I was very hungover and like kind of panic attacky, so I'm just like, I just want to get to this island. So basically you get on a boat and they take you on like a 30-minute ride to this little private island, which was so nice. I am trying to remember what it was called. I don't know. There's so many pig tours, but just look at the reviews. You know, people tell it like it is on there, and you can pick one. I always also recommend going through Carnival, like I've said before, because you won't get left. If you do an excursion on your own, or an independent excursion, or one that is not affiliated with your ship, then if your tour gets back late, you're screwed. They're going to leave your ass. You're going to be one of those runners that's running back to the pier. So don't be that person. The boat, we were supposed to be back on board. I was like 10 minutes late. Everybody's like running. I'm like, I know the rules, bro. Like the Carnival cannot leave you. It's one of their tours. They have to wait on you. And ours wasn't even the last one. But there's my little tip for you. But anyway, we got to this private island. I really like the way they did this pig tour, too. If anybody's super interested or wants to do it, you can hit me up privately. I'll get the name for you. I can't remember which one it was, but I'll look into it if you really want to know. Because it was good. I like that they didn't take everyone to the pig beach at first. You had to get on a little boat, and it was like a 5-minute ride over there. And on that little 5-minute ride, they tell you all the rules that you need to follow and this and that. And it was really awesome. And like I said, they would give you a wristband, and they would take maybe like 30 to 50 people at once to the beach, so it wouldn't be everyone, and you'd get like 30 minutes over there or 45 minutes, so it was really worth it. And while you're not over there, you're on this beach, and you know, you can go to the bar. The drinks are not included there, but it didn't matter. They were cheap enough and they were delicious. Bartenders were hot. They were playing music. There were so many different places. Like there were swings you could go on, so many Instagrammable places, if you will. And they had beach access and as well as pool access. And it was just a really cool vibe. And with this, you also got lunch. And they had, God, I just love, like, the Caribbean food is so freaking good. It was like a full Bahamian, like, buffet. They had, like, the rice and beans and plantains and what else? Some kind of fried fish and jerk chicken. And, you know, it was just like, oh, my God, the food was phenomenal. I was like, I'm only going to get a little rice. And then I came back with a full-ass plate. Of course I did. It was so good. And then Pig Beach. Let's get to this. It was an interesting experience, I will say. I've seen a lot of people's pictures, and, you know, they have, like, really big pigs out there, and then they have, like, teeny little baby pigs that you can hold. Well, I will say, if you've looked at my Instagram, you've seen me, or my Facebook, holding that pig that was cute. It was a baby, quote unquote. It was still pretty large, though. It was probably the size of, like, it was bigger than, like, a Jack Russell Terrier. It was a pretty big pig, and he was heavy, but he was a little baby. And if you didn't support him right, he would start squealing, and he was so cute. Oh, he was adorable. But Pig Beach was a little terrifying. Once you get to the beach, they will tell you the rules again. They give you a cup of, like, hot dogs, which is sad, kind of, and apples, and a little, I don't know, like a 3-inch long, like, thick toothpick that you feed them with, that you're not supposed to use your hands at all. They tell you when you feed them to hold the stick away from your body to the side and, like, your hand high in the air and feed the pigs. And they said that these pigs will bite, they will charge, and if you don't want, like, if you run, they will chase you, and they can be very, like, territorial. They can be very aggressive. And I'm like, what are we doing here with these freaking pigs? Like, this is scary. So they said the one way to get them away from you is hold your hands up in the air and yell no. And so I totally did that. There's so many videos of me like screaming no at these giant pigs. And they said too, if you want the pigs to swim with you, you have to actually obviously get in the water, where everybody else was just like feeding them on the beach. So like the whole point of this was, you want to see the swimming pigs, so get in the water. And so we did. And as I was in the water with these people and we were feeding them and watching them swim, then they released the giant ones. And these are, I'm not joking, you guys, 400 to 500 pound pigs. Giant. And these pigs come just storming out of there, and they're fighting with each other and screaming and biting each other as they're racing out to us and like just barrel into the water. I was freaking out. Oh my God, I was freaking out. I was like, get away from me. Like, I want to get rid of this food immediately. It was terrifying. And it was just so scary. Like, why would they do this to us? So I managed to get back on shore, and I was trying to feed all the cute little potbelly pigs, and then like a giant one would come barreling at me, and I'd be like, no, which I felt kind of bad about because I feel like everybody feeds the cute ones, Not like the giant ones need food. God, they are good. Like, stay away from me. So, but it was a really good experience. It was really, really fun. The pigs are really well taken care of. You can tell the guys there just absolutely love their job. What else? They have like $5 beers there, which you can get, Bahamian, like local beer on the island there with the pigs, which is pretty cool. The people that run it are really fun. You should definitely talk to them and hear their stories and like their backgrounds. Like, I just love, that's my favorite part about traveling, is just meeting locals and hearing their stories. Like, genuinely love that. And the guys had like Pig Daddy shirts on, which was so cute. And we're taking selfies together. It was just a really good time. So I very, very much enjoyed Pig Beach. And then you go back, get a little more time at the island, and then back on board. So it was really fun. And then Half Moon Cay we did as well, which was Carnival's private island. And I had heard a lot about this, but I'd never actually done it. And I'm going to say, like, as hype as people say it is, I thought it was okay. Like, maybe it's because I was really hungover, but it just didn't seem that great to me. The beach itself was beautiful. So if you just like to lay on a beach and do absolutely nothing else, you're good. But I recommend that if you are going to be going to Half Moon Cay, that you either have a suite if you're not a diamond or platinum guest. And also, if you don't have any of that, then definitely get faster to the fun. This is a Tinder port, which means you have to take the boats to the actual island, and you want to get off early. I also recommend, they have chairs there because they don't really say this. We didn't know if we'd have a chair or not. You can rent an umbrella. I definitely would do that too, because otherwise you will have zero shade. So if you want some shade or an option of shade, you can put your umbrella up and down. Highly, highly recommend it. One umbrella will cover 2 people, so you're good if you have a roomie. Just to get one. And this is why I recommend getting off early, because so many people go to this island to the point where chairs run out and umbrellas actually ran out. So getting off early, getting that perfect spot on the beach, and getting your umbrella set up is awesome. Another tip is be ready to work, because they do not set your umbrellas up for you. I know it sounds like first world problems, but most beaches you go to that you can get an umbrella, the workers will come and they'll like pound it into the sand for you or set it up for you. Easy peasy. No, this one you set up all by yourself, and it is not easy, friends. They give you a shovel that you have to dig with and everything. So it's kind of crazy. There's also a lot of cool stuff you can rent there as well. You can actually rent full cabanas that are like thousands of dollars, which is kind of crazy. You can rent floating rafts. You can rent inflatable intertubes, which I rented. These are already blown up, which is really handy. And it was like $20 and totally worth it. It's really nice. The water's beautiful, super crystal clear. You also get food there. They have a quote-unquote buffet. It's kind of crappy, but it's, included, so it is what it is. But you get, like, burgers or hot dogs. They have some, like, macaroni salad, potato salad. It's kind of like a beach barbecue, if you will. So it was fun. And then drinks are not included there either. Your Cheers package does not work there. And the drinks are small, and they are very, very expensive. They're, like, all around, like, $15 for a very small cup of drink. But your girl, of course, paid for them. They also have seltzers and beers and things like that. So it was cool. I hear that they bring the DJ out there and host like the Fun Squad and do games like that, but I didn't see any of that going on. We were kind of to the side and kind of just chilled, so they might have that. Music would have definitely been nice. Me, I always like music going on. No silence for the wicked. But anyway, it was really, really fun. So there you go. I forgot to go over the excursions, I believe, and that is what we did. If you have any other questions about excursions and other ports, let me know. I can let you know if I've been there. I had a question asking what my favorite excursion I've ever done was, personally, and it stands out like crazy to me, was in Puerto Vallarta, and I would totally go back there again if I just went to Puerto Vallarta like for fun. That's, first of all, my favorite port in Mexico in general. I just absolutely love it. It's such a cool-ass place. It really is. They have all-inclusives there if that's your thing, or if you want, they have a lot of really awesome Airbnbs and condo and apartment rentals you can do. And it's such an easy place to explore on your own. Like, even if you don't know the language, I've never felt unsafe there. Beautiful beaches, great people, just so many cool restaurants. I just really, really love that place. And just the fresh seafood there. Like, there were literally so many places I went to that they were like coming in and bringing in their fish and octopus and chopping it up. Pulpo, everything, tacos and ceviche, literally like chopped up and made fresh for you right there on the actual beach. Like, amazing. God, I love that place. Anyway, but my favorite excursion I ever did there, oh man, of course I'm telling you this and I cannot think of the island name right now, but they take you out to this really awesome island and they do this show and it's at night. And that's the cool thing with Puerto Vallarta, or PV, if you will. And back on board is usually not till very late there. So you go to this island and it's like this beautiful food spread that they give you. Like, it has everything, all their local treats and like amazing drinks. And it's dinner like right on the beach. They have like torches lit and candles everywhere. They have a like mariachi band that goes around and like their like local music playing. And it's just beautiful. It's just freaking perfect. It's just the most beautiful evening. And they take you there on a boat. It's probably like a 30 to 45 minute boat ride. The entertainment on the boat is great. They serve you rum punch. Of course they do. And you can sit there and watch whales jumping all around you. It's just, the boat ride itself is amazing. And then after this amazing dinner and spread that they give you, they walk you into this jungle that's like right behind all of this, and there's obviously surrounded in trees, and these benches are like built up into the rocks, like into the land, and then they put on this freaking amazing show. It's like literally like Cirque du Soleil in the middle of the Mexican jungle. Like, it is just unbelievable. They had like contortionists and fire breathers and dancers, and like it blew my mind. And I had heard so much amazing stuff about this place, and again, you hear hype and sometimes you're let down. It blew my mind. This place was unbelievable. I would go back in an absolute heartbeat. Okay, I just Googled it because I was sitting here like, I'm telling you guys all about this and I have no idea what I'm talking about. The island itself is, it's called Vallarta Adventures. So I'd been to this island because they have actual day stuff going on there too. So you can actually go over to this island. They have like places to sit on the beach all around. So you can swim in their pools, their beaches. They have zip lining. It's just a really, really cool island. And they have stuff to do there. But this specific one I'm talking about is called Rhythms of the Night. So I highly recommend this over anything I've ever done working on cruise ships for 2 years. Rhythms of the Night in Puerto Vallarta. Unbelievable. Like 1,000,000 stars out of 10. So definitely try that out. All right. And as I said, this is a Podcasserole. So that is the stuff I was talking about. I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys. I'm not going to lie. I have not gone through them. I'm getting a phone call from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm not going to answer that. I've not gone through them because I was going to, save it for another episode. I'm going to kind of let them gather. So once again, you can keep sending your questions and comments and all that to sarahbshow.com, whether in a voicemail, an email, anonymous or not. And always let me know if you share your name on there. Be like, don't want my name out there. Please don't say it. I will totally protect your privacy. But keep sending those in. I'll let them build up a little more, and I will do a Q&A answering all your questions kind of podcast. But that being said, hydration break. I just wanted to take a second and let you guys know what I've been up to the past week, because I have kind of delved into the coolest stuff ever, in my opinion. I told you guys I'm feeling so much better in my life now. I feel like I'm really over everything I went through, and I'm just feeling really happy. And it's kind of a weird change. It reminds me of that ending of Eat, Pray, Love, where Julia Roberts, well, it's a real thing, but Julia Roberts in the movie anyway, she was trying to find herself and, get back to her and what she loves. And at the end, she was meditating every day, concentrating on that and not falling in love, meditating and smiling, doing her practice, getting back to her healthiest, mind, body, and spirit, really concentrating on her. And I feel like that's what I've done. And at the end, remember, she meets that hot ass. I think he's so hot. Well, I can't remember his name, and a lot of people think he looks weird, but I think he's hot as hell, the Brazilian dude. He invited her out to that island, and she didn't want to go because she found that she was falling in love and she was moving too fast, and she stopped doing her practices, stopped doing her meditation, stopped doing all of her healing stuff, and she found herself, putting everything into something else or putting her energy into something else. And she was like, oh no, I can't do this. And then, you know, Putu taught her it was all about balance. And that's what I'm trying to find right now, if you will. I just compare myself to Eat, Pray, Love. I like that. But basically, you know, I went through the 5 years where I completely lost myself in another person. And I take the blame for that. Like, that was my fault for doing that. I shouldn't have done that, and I hope to never do that again. But I did. I put myself into somebody else for 5 years, completely lost myself, and forgot who I was, what I liked, whatever. The breakup happened. I was a mess. It was an absolute wreck. My life was in shambles. I was freaking burned to the ground, done, heartbroken, whatever. 7 months, like, it took almost to, like, pick myself up, you know? I really went through it. I grieved. I hurt. I mourned that loss. Like, it was a lot. And then, you know, things started getting a little better, but I really concentrated on myself. I therapized like crazy, you know, at least every other week, sometimes weekly. You know, I joined support groups online, video support groups where I talked to other people. Truly, I did that. Like, shared my story to a bunch of strangers. We were all crying. It was crazy. Joined, you know, Facebook groups, read books, read daily positive affirmations that helped me, meditated like crazy, went to the gym like crazy. I really have been working on myself so hardcore. And then again, just with the last couple weeks, just the cruise kind of like, it did it for me. And like, I feel so much better. And now, you know, I got back, I healed myself, and now I'm kind of finding myself spin out of control a little bit. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's kind of like nerve wracking because I'm like making new friends, I'm doing new hobbies, and now I feel like I'm doing so much at once that I'm like, okay, I'm having less time for me. I'm having less time to chill and be at home. I'm having less time for the gym. Like, I'm trying to find that like happy balance in between, you know? So I told you guys I started doing the improv thing, which was really fun and kind of career oriented. Like, I would love to do that kind of thing for a career, possibly SNL one day, you know, late shows or continue in radio, whatever the case may be. You know, improv and ad-libbing is definitely going to help with that. But, you know, going on the cruise was so fun, and I danced so much, and I was like, you know, I always wanted to do salsa dancing. And I finally went to my first class on Friday, and it was the freaking time of my life. Not to quote Dirty Dancing, but that was kind of perfect, right? But I told you guys before, I was supposed to go with my ex. He had said he would go with me, and then COVID happened, and then we never went. He's like, I don't really know that I want to. And it just never happened. So I went by myself, and I had thoughts of asking somebody else to go as a partner, and I was like, no, I'm going to do it alone. And I felt amazing doing that. Like, the fact that I went and finally did it on my own, and I even told myself, you know, go once. You might dress weird. It might not go well. It might suck. You might hate it. And then you never have to go back, but just go once. And it was kind of weird. You know, I think I had this idea in my head that I was going to go meet like my like Latin lover and like some amazing like Romeo Santos dancer. And it was not like that at all. And I don't know why I was thinking that. Like, Romeo Santos would not be a basic beginner salsa bachata class. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I was thinking. But it was fun. It was a very large group of people. It was a little intimidating. I feel like I didn't learn a whole lot because there was just so many people and so much going on. So there was that, but it was still a good time had. And so the class was an hour and a half. So it was 45 minutes salsa, 45 minutes bachata. You switch partners like every 5 minutes. So it didn't even matter if you brought a partner, you would be switching anyways, which was pretty awesome. And then after that, we all went out to a social dance thing. And now I was thinking we were going to go out somewhere, and I was going to be hearing like Mark Anthony and Aventura and Prince Royce and, you know, all the like stuff I hear on the radio and know and love. But no, we went to this very tiny, small, like hole in the wall, little like Colombian restaurant cafe place. And on Friday nights, they have Colombian salsa and bachata night. And I have to say, when I walked in, I was like, holy crap, this place is insane. Like, it was music I had never heard before. I mean, this is like freaking real ass salsa. Like, it was freaking awesome. But I went in and I sat down, and I was so intimidated. I was like, there's no way in hell I'm going to get out here and dance with these people. Like, and I mean, it was all my group that was there, but it was also a bunch of locals, and they were dancing like freaking superstars. And I'm like, hell no. Like, I'm going to be laughed out this door. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I was so intimidated. And I said that, and I'm also not drinking, right? Because I'm on double antibiotics. So me to do this class and to go out and not be drinking was like, and alone? like was kind of crazy for me. And the class, like I said, didn't go the best because I just didn't learn a whole lot. And a lot of the guys like didn't know what they were doing. I think I danced with maybe 2 or 3 out of like 30 guys that really like kind of knew something. And it was fun. But otherwise I was like trying to teach them. So it was a little like, what am I doing here? So I sat down and I ordered a Diet Coke. And I was like, damn, because everyone around me is drinking like margaritas and beer. And I'm like, God, this is so torture. But I'm here. I'm doing it. And I wanted to leave so bad. Again, I didn't know any of this music. The whole place was just strange to me. And I started getting in my head. And I started texting my mom. And I was like, I don't like this. Like, I really want to go. Like, I know I'm not going to dance. Like, I wish I wouldn't have come. This is not what I thought it would be. Like, and my mom was like, well, why don't you just leave? And I said, well, I already ordered a Diet Coke. And she was like, well, just leave some cash on the table and go. And I was like, I don't have cash. Like, I never carry cash ever, ever, ever. So, of course, I didn't have any. And I would never order that and leave. I just am not that person. Like, I would feel guilty the rest of my life. So I stayed. And then somebody asked me to dance. And I was like, fuck. Like, I don't want to. But I did. And it wasn't the best, but I did it. And honestly, after one time of getting out there, it felt really good. And so not only did I do that, I danced again and I danced again and I danced again. And every time I danced, I got more confident. And I literally, like, the dance class was from like 7:30 to 9. And then we got to this restaurant around like 9:30, 9:45. And I didn't leave there till like almost 1 a.m. and had the best freaking time. Totally stone cold, dead sober, and danced with everyone. I danced one salsa and bachata with the instructor. And even with him, I was like, oh my God, I'm like so bad at this. I'm so rusty. And I don't know. The cool thing to me about dancing, though, is like, it doesn't even matter like what level you're at of dancing. It matters your chemistry with somebody. And to me, that is just the coolest thing ever. Like, I could go dance with somebody that's been dancing 10 years and my vibe is just not right with them. And I could go dance with somebody who's been dancing like a year and we dance freaking brilliant together. And I just think that is the coolest thing ever about dancing. I do. I just love that. And
this episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
I know, like, one of my stories I might have told on here before, like, one of the best dances I ever had in my life. Well, no, it was the best dance I've ever had in my life. And I remember it so clearly. It was on Carnival, and it was this weird waiter. He was so strange and funny, but very creepy, from Colombia. And there was one night he came to the nightclub. I think he was actually, like, he was a cocktail waiter. Like drink server, and I think he was in there working for the night, or maybe he stopped by, and it was Latin night. And I remember this song, I played Celia Cruz, and he asked me to dance, and I was like, oh great, here we go. And I didn't even really know how to dance to that. That dude rocked my world. He had me all over that dance floor. I looked like a freaking professional dancer. Like, he spun me, he tipped me, like I didn't have to do anything. Like, that's how you lead, man. I will never forget that moment. It was like the best dance of my life. And after that, I always wanted to dance with this guy. He was creepy as hell, but like his dancing was brilliant. We danced so well together. So I just think it's so cool that you can find somebody to dance with that's like chemistry, meeting eyes. Like, I love dance. I love Latin dance. It is just so fun. If you haven't tried it, get out there and try it. I hope I inspire at least like one person to try this. Look, because there will be like so many places around you guys for local dancing, and just go try a class. It's so fun. I got my shoes off Amazon and they held up really nicely. But anyway, the night got better. I started like making friends with more people. There was one guy who was just freaking awesome. His name was Memo, and he was like crazy out there. He like totally met my energy for being a like absolute like, you know, I don't know, super energetic, crazy hype person. He was totally the same way. He's like me in guy form. And we were all over that dance floor. He actually elbowed some girl in the face. Like, it was crazy. They went and danced in a corner. It was so funny. It was sad. She was okay. But it was funny that they were like, bye, I'm not dancing near you. And he spun me 6 times, like fast, like boop, 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 boop. And then he's like, damn, where'd you get those shoes? They held up to 6 spins. I'm like, Amazon. But we had so much fun. We even got in trouble like by the instructor for dancing too dirty of bachata. Which was so funny. And it wasn't that bad or anything, but I think it's because that was my first class, and maybe the instructor was like, I don't want him to scare her off. I don't know. I made friends with the DJ, and he came over and he's like, what do you want more of, salsa or bachata? I'm like, bachata. It's my favorite, obviously. And everybody in my class was like, why is the DJ talking to you? It's just like, man, I don't know. I just started off so scared and so intimidating and wanted to leave to like having just, again, the time of my life, making friends with everyone there. And it was just the greatest. I just had the best time. So much so that I went back on Sunday again for another salsa lesson and bachata lesson. And it was, again, another hour and a half class. And this time it was like maybe 10 people in there. And I learned so much more. I was so much more into the class. I learned more moves. The instructor even asked me to get up with him and like show something. And I was like, oh God, like I'm going to be so bad at this. We were bad at dancing the other night, but I followed everything he did perfectly. And it was like amazing. And I was so proud. And I just feel like this is the start, like the High School Musical song, the start of something new. Anyway, but I do. I feel like I'm really happy I did this. I feel like this is something I've been really, really, really missing from cruise ship life. And I'm so glad that I kind of found it here. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty proud of myself for putting myself out there like that. But again, like the improv thing is happening and now the salsa and bachata thing 2 days a week at least. There's also a Tuesday night one, but I get up for work very early and I cannot do the weekdays like that. I just cannot. I'm meeting up with friends that I've made, some new friends that I'm hoping to call friends soon. I just have a lot going on. So like today I'm recording this podcast and dropping it tomorrow, which is Tuesday. And that will be a free day for me. And then I literally have plans Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's weird. I'm trying again to like, if I push myself too hard and go too hard and too fast and too much, I will get so burnt out and like winded basically and distressed. If I stay home too much, I get really depressed and turn introverty and like start questioning everything in my life and all the decisions I've ever made. So I need to find that happy medium. So that is where I'm at in my life right now and trying to do that. So that being said, I'm sitting here getting all stuffy. The allergies here, man. It's like something in the air in Dallas. It sucks. I'm sure it's like that everywhere, but sorry for my sniffles. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcasserole. How many times can she say it in one episode? A lot. Podcasserole. But I digress. Once again, hit me up, sarahbshow.com with any questions or comments you might have or something you want to hear on a future episode that I have not covered, something you want to know more about, whatever the case may be, let me know. If you want to see my feet and help me out with money, you can go to my OnlyFans and subscribe, onlyfans.com/Sarah B. Morgan. There is no nudity on there. I'm sorry for all the people that want it. You know, you never know what could happen maybe one day, but right now just sexy selfies and videos and foot pics. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Ow, I just hit my head on the microphone. Anyway, so there's that. You can follow along on all my social media. I'm doing a lot more on Facebook lately, facebook.com/the Sarah B. Morgan, or you can get to all these links from sarahbshow.com. It's a lot of information. You can rewind if you need to. So there you go. This has been a good time. And again, I hope I inspired at least like one person to go out and try something new, whether it be an improv class or a dance class. Like, just do it. Like, put yourself out there. I did. And I will say, like, I can't think of a time that I put myself out there and didn't have a good time, really, you know, other than like the second improv class I ever went to. But the first one was great and all the others too. So if you don't like it, you don't have to ever do it again. But what if you freaking love it? That's what my therapist told me. I can't get through an episode without saying that's what my therapist said. But basically, like I said, I always say like, well, what if I do it and what if I hate it? It'll be okay. And she's like, yeah, but what if you do it and what if you love it? And that's the way we need to look at things, y'all. What if you do it and what if you love it? So go try something new. I love you all. I hope I inspired at least one person. And thank you guys for being with me on this journey. You are all amazing human beings. Give yourself a hug. Mwah. Bye.